Hey guys, we're back with section 8 of the major design project portfolio, and in this one it's the application of conclusions. And people do this differently in lots of ways, but let me just go over a fairly simple way that you might do it. So some of our must-haves, again, you guys know this if you've watched all the videos, but an opening statement is going to help to explain to your teacher that you understand why you are doing the application of conclusions. Almost, also will help explain to the marker that you understand it. Doesn't hurt. A couple of sentences, maybe a paragraph. You can delete it later if you run out of space. So you're kind of mapping each conclusion that you reached through the design process and how you applied or used each conclusion. There should be direct links to your research and testing, and as usual at the end of it, a final evaluation. So for the high level mark, I know I say band 6, get you guys to aim for the top marks, which I hope you can all get if you follow this, but applies conclusions drawn from research, experimentation, and design solution testing to the MDP. You may have already done a lot of this in the previous section, like in your research and experimentation. You may have already listed your evaluation of each test that you did. You may have said further direction or how you applied those conclusions. Like anything in the DT folio, there's 20 different ways to do it. Some people, and probably one that I'd recommend if you don't feel like you've done enough, is probably just to make it a different section, devote a couple of pages to it, just go back, look, find all the conclusions that you found, and say how you applied them. That's probably going to help you out in this. So I won't talk over everything that I've got here, but I'll leave it there for you to read. But simple scaffold, how the conclusion was reached, and the application of the conclusion to your major design project. Could be a third row there, like what the conclusion was. We'll have a look at a sample in a minute. Probably did it differently when I was helping that student with that particular portfolio. Evaluation, I try and put these at the end of quite a lot. I don't know if you've noticed, but how did this, how to scaffold your evaluation, essentially. The HSC markers said in better responses, candidates carried out relevant developmental processes and provided evidence of their application of conclusions drawn about their product, system, or environment. In most cases, application of research, experimentation, and testing was evident. So you've shown what you actually did. Pretty much that's what we're saying. So here's one way that you could do it. So let's just make that big for you guys. Here's the area that the decision was made in. So the application of conclusions, a bit of a lead-in. I'm a fan of the lead-in. Might waste a bit of space, and if you need your space, get rid of it. But hey, explains you know what you're doing. The area, the experimentation investigation that went into this conclusion, what the conclusion was, and hopefully some sort of direction or just showing that you've analysed what you got out of that conclusion that you came up with. So in this case, the student's probably done 10 to 15 major decisions that happened. What the area was in and what it did and what the conclusion was from that. So he's made it easy to see, I think, for the markers. He's gone, okay, you might not have noticed it before, but I came up with all these conclusions. And at the same time, in his own design process and in his own designing, he's really listed out what happened. And he's looked back on it, and now I can probably move forwards, with different things because he's about to go into making. So I don't think that would have hurt at all. And of course, an evaluation at the end. So a bit of a shorter video, guys, but that is the application of conclusions. So don't forget to watch the introductory video at the start if you haven't already watched that. But I hope this is really helping you out and that you are going really well with your projects. And don't forget, talk to your teachers, talk to other industry experts, talk to anyone that you can while you're doing a design project. Thanks.